Listen, we are just here to say thank you for watching and listening from the bottom of our hearts. Your support means the world.
And we can't do this without you.
So, the algorithm don't algorithm if you don't like, subscribe, and share. So please go ahead and do so at this time.
Now back to the episode.
No, like you're kind of forced into that because sex is on the table.
And then so you in your mind, you put this image of your husband, you put this image of your wife, of what they look like. And so when they don't look like that, oh, that's not the person I'm supposed to be with.
Mm-hmm.
But God.
And then finally, there's when you're dating and you're trying to meet different guys, you know, they may ghost you because you practice abstinence and you're not willing to wait. You know,
and you know, she was definitely right. Like I was emotionally like leading her to a place to nowhere, basically.
It does.
Yeah, it's gonna be more painful for you because it's like you trying to hold a grudge and you're even more mad because the grudge ain't working.
Yeah, you're trying to hold a grudge, and then it just our energy is affected.
Somebody else in charge, please.
Hey, what's up, y'all? We back.
Yep.
Another episode. Yeah. Another episode. It's the holidays. Another episode. We in this thing. Another episode. What do I click? Oh, hey. Welcome back to another episode of When Marriage
and Purpose Collide.
The podcast. Why you don't say the podcast with me?
Podcast.
No, like with me.
I was going to, but I was moving around.
You was not moving around. You was... We're gonna have to get you. We're gonna need new chairs, podcast chairs, specifically. I'm gonna need a new chair anyway because this is 2020.
It's been through.
It's been through the pandemic.
It looked
like
like just certain parts though.
Oh, you can't. You can't see that.
There's wear and tear. What's going on?
Oh, it did a zoom in, zoom out.
Are you you focus on me?
Focus on
Talking
me.
about the camera. I moved and next
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
That song came on too many times. Anyway,
it's a jam though. All I hear is squeaks over here in this chair. So
I don't know if it'll be able to pick it up, but we'll see.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
The squeak. I don't think it did, or does. Anyway, we're back for another episode. Thank y'all for joining us. If it's the first time that you are looking at us and don't know who we are, I'm Lucretia.
I'm DJ,
and we're married.
And I'm tired.
Oh, gosh. Are you married and tired?
I'm married and tired. No, I'm just tired from today.
Just get over it. And so we're and we're here to help encourage and empower Christian singles that seek to date with purpose and marry with purpose. And so we're offering just another avenue, another thing. I think, I kind of want to throw that question out there too. I think after, if I can remember, I'm gonna write it down right now, after our confessions, because it was brought up and I was kind of like, why'd she say that? And so after our confession, I'm going to bring that question up about something. But anyway, normally we start off the show with, what do we talk about?
Confessions.
No, I can't do it if I want.
I know, that's what I'm looking.
So just do it.
Anyway, we talking about confessions. This is confessional time, and she usually does the song part.
This is our confessions. You supposed to make something for me to do so we can do something so people know that it's confessions.
Anyway, one day we'll have buttons to push, and we don't have to do all that. But anyway, we ain't there yet. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Support, follow, click, comment. That'll help us out. Eventually, we can get the little soundboard button thing, and she don't have to sing.
We get a soundboard button thing
Mm-hmm.
for what?
So then you won't have to sing as much. We already have your voice
Oh,
on.
a
I
soundboard
can
button.
just press it.
Yeah. So by y'all doing that, I get it. I thought you meant something YouTube provides. That's how I was like. I was like, they have a soundboard button.
I know.
Okay.
And y'all long time. Y'all long time fans. With no doubt, I usually don't do that. So that's why she's confused. Like, what's happening? Anyway, confessions.
Go ahead.
Mine's. I've been irritated by my kids this past weekend, even though I didn't even have them. I was still irritated from Friday.
I mean, the weekend's still here, so
Technically yesterday. Anyway,
yeah.
My baby girl, my little daughter, is having some bringing homework home situations, and it reminds me of what I used to do, and I think that's what's irritating me, because it's like we're trying to break that, and that's part of my confession, I guess. And my son is, I don't know what's going on with him, running around in circles and falling and stuff every time he gets tired.
That's what I was about to say. When he gets tired, he just runs around in circles and
I'm like,
flips and turns and boom.
It's hard because
all you hear.
you're trying to have a stern talk with one, and then in the background all you hear is feet and him spinning around.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
It's
going
a lot.
on.
Yeah, this week I could say it was a lot for us as parents. It was a lot more. And we still not finished with a particular situation with our daughter.
Oh no.
Something. So it's like now we got to become advocates and become like figure out and problem solve and all the things. And so it's like, but she's only about to be 7. Why is this right now? You know?
Yeah, because it's not even just the folder situation. It's like, what's going on with the teacher doing? What you doing? Why is this happening? Why is this going on? I was like, you know what? I think we just need to have a sit down so we can get all this done now, because we're trying to get information from you and you just telling us whatever. And
we missed the parent teacher conference because the teacher couldn't have it because she was out.
I know.
So that's a lot too. So we didn't get from her normal teacher how she was, and then we didn't hear from the new teacher how she is. So it's like we don't know, so we need to have a sit down. So it's like, yeah, anyway. So it's just interesting. Like we have to learn. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, like there is no book about what we're going through. You know,
just
like
experience.
You know how you go through, well, let me go see if I could find on page 35 of how to handle 6-year-olds at school who forget folders. Like
unless y'all carry y'all childhood diaries, go back and read that.
Right. I mean, and if you was writing back then like that,
I
didn't start writing in my diary till 11.
I was not.
11, 12. So that's all I got. I got back before that. I don't have much. And it's even fun going back and looking at my diary at 11 and 12. It's very, very, very fun to look at.
I bet it is.
Yes, I go through it from time to time.
I only peeped in it 2 times in my life.
What, mine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can peek more.
I know I can.
I don't even know where they are. Anyway, but yeah, my confession, if you're done, is
I had another one, but I'm not even gonna worry about that one. You already know what it is.
Oh, I mean, you can after I do mine.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting.
Okay, my confession is people don't know how to get back when we're in the line. Why are you all up on me while I'm about to check out? Put my card in, put the PIN number, and you standing like right next to me.
You got that thing back there. They want to see what it is.
Hey, single sis, have you ever said this before? I done seen another proposal out here in these streets, and I'm just here, just holding on, just waiting. I thought this would be different, but it's the same story, the same song every time I get out there and start dating again. Listen, I had a list. The list was good, but I'm getting older and that list is changing. I don't know if it's being too picky. I don't know if it's settling. Lord, help me. Listen, these dating apps are out here. I don't even know. Like, there's got to be another way to meet a man. I don't know if I should even try that. Well, listen, sis, if you don't know, then now you know that my course pre-sale, Can't Wait to Date, is out today, right now. And listen, we're going to cover all of those topics and so much more. In this course, you'll understand how faith plays a role in your dating journey. We'll also uncover patterns that can break cycles as you continue to date out here in these streets. I'll teach you how to create connections that can lead to love and commitment. And I'll give you practical steps to positioning yourself so that you can create an irresistible connection with that man of God. And listen, sis, the pre-sale cost is only $17, my gift to you. But please do not sleep on this for too long because the price will increase, all right? This is your girl, Lucretia Haley, speaker, author, purpose and relationship coach. And listen, can't wait for you to dive into this.
What
I love
thing?
you. Peace.
What thing you talking?
My bad. Anyway, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about women, men, whatever. It's whatever. And so they have conversation, right? And so it's sometimes it's just conversation. So today I'm in the line and they're like, okay, your total is $89.95. Oh man, I wish I had that. That must be nice. And she's standing like right next to me. And so I had to like scoot the thing over because you're supposed to stand further away when people are typing in their PIN numbers.
She's about to rob you.
But you're like, must be nice. But it was like in a fun way. And I'm like, yeah,
Nah.
but I saw the amount of items. She did have a lot of items.
You know, you joke, but you serious. That's what that sounds like.
I'm like, what? But this is the second time in the last few weeks where somebody was close to me. Like, wait till I'm done. Like, I'm courteous and I actually back up when I know somebody, like if I'm too close to that person when they're checking out, to like, oh shoot, I'm too far. Like they don't even care about boundaries. They just
I don't get them problems. They see me and it's like, ooh, let me get away from you.
Well, yeah, because you're not friendly.
I am friendly.
Your face isn't friendly.
My face ain't.
Yeah.
My face says, get out the way, move.
Move. Exactly.
That's why that one lady with the ice cream situation is like, thank you. Like, you're welcome. All right.
Yep. Nobody knows what you're talking about. And I don't remember. So, ice cream situation.
When I went to the grocery store and I grabbed some ice cream and she was about to leave.
Oh, the ice cream for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was saying thank you, but I guess because my face wasn't joyous, she seemed a little confused about my you're welcome.
Right. Because you don't
facial expressions.
I have to be with you to help soften the mood up because people don't think. Like I remember when we were dating, that's how I knew.
Your friends, does he even like us? No, y'all cool.
No, y'all cool.
Y'all cool. I just want to go home.
But no, I remember going out on dates with you when we first went out, when we first started going out, and how you would respond to the servers and the person that's taking us to the seat and they're having small talk. So how's everything going? How's it? And you like, yeah, good.
It's good. Just take me to my seat.
No, they small talk. Small talk.
They can small talk. Why are you taking me to my seat?
It's an exchange, though. You don't exchange.
That was my exchange.
You don't exchange well.
Hey, how was your day? It was cool. Where's the menu? Can I sit down? I came to go to the booth.
So, anywho, other than that, there was just something like, please, like, that's what I miss about the pandemic. If anything, I don't want the other stuff. Can we get the little stickers on the floor? Tell people where to stand. Can we keep that?
They still there at my job. I ain't scraped them up yet.
They don't follow, I'm sure.
At all. We had to put a red tape down and they still didn't.
They still don't follow.
Sir, stand behind the line. What line? Big red line right there. But man, you don't.
Anyway, so that was my confession. And can you give us your unneeded second confession?
It's unneeded. It's unneeded. No, it's needed. I made it to 10K on TikTok, although it's about to go bye-bye,
What?
possibly.
Huh?
What, TikTok? You didn't know?
Oh, TikTok going bye-bye. I thought you meant your account was going bye-bye. You said I made it to 10K, although it's about to
I
go
said
bye-bye.
on TikTok, that's about to go bye-bye.
So it made it seem like your account was about to go bye-bye.
See, this is the mistake. Facial expressions and what I say. Anyway.
No, it's this communication.
Anyway, I made it to
Nonverbals.
10K.
Made it to 10K.
Womp, womp, womp.
Put the little celebration things.
There you go. That's my confession.
Yeah. So, congratulations. I couldn't figure out. It's like what am I trying to say? My brain wasn't functioning.
Which the reason why I'm, although my face didn't show it, the reason I'm very excited about the 10K is now I can live stream on this camera instead of my phone, and I'm very excited to use that and see how it looks. Yes, there's something in my pocket. Don't worry about that. But
Keys and something in your pocket.
It's a lot going on.
Okay.
I get to use this camera, and I'm happy about that. Other people, oh, you could get paid. That's cool. I get to use the camera though.
Yeah. So you in the creator fund or creator?
Yeah, the creator program.
Yeah.
Creator
fund.
I'm in there, verified now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like celebrity verified, but
yeah.
Well,
he's famous to the editor world.
Well, according to other people, I'm the greatest.
Right.
I'm like, y'all tripping.
So it's cool to see the growth. So y'all check it out. Post a little, show something if you want to on here.
Don't put little in front of that.
Show your little videos.
Put your little video up. Put your little video, your little account, your little 10K.
From your little 10K.
Just put it up there.
Just put the little 10K up with the little video that you be doing so that people can see what you've been up to. If you're into anime and gaming, this is probably the place you would want to.
Yeah, I just did 2 Super Smash Bros. Edits and then some anime stuff. So
cool beans. So listen, we're gonna get into the topics, okay, today. Oh, so closing the confessions.
When has that ever happened? Closing the confessions.
Still like the intro to Thriller.
I kind of hit the mic too. My bad.
Anyway, I saw somebody post on TikTok. And this is before the topics, and she was like, "Aren't y'all tired of podcasts on relationships? Like, why are they still out there? Like, and anybody tired? Like, do we really need to see all of that?" And she was kind of coming to a place of like, why is there so many out there? Like, does it need to be that many out there? And she's single. And desire marriage and things like that. I just know her from just because I'm friends with her on TikTok and I see her things. And so yeah, I'm just going to the question is, are there too many relationship podcasts? Like, we're in that category. Is it oversaturated?
Oh, a lot of stuff is oversaturated.
Yeah.
You want me to chime in?
Yep.
Okay. Oversaturated? Yes. Should there be a lot? It depends. The reason probably why she's saying a lot is the fact that she probably watched a few of them and now it's part of her algorithm. It's going to be having a lot. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be seeing good and bad of nothing but podcasts, equipment people talking.
Podcast equipment.
Because when I keep saying it, some people just don't need to be on there talking about relationships. Because their relationships be wild.
Yeah, they have the people that are just influencers.
Yeah,
that talk about their relationships
and be like poly relationships. But that's what you get when you get a bunch of people talking about relationships. You get all kind of different kind of relationships and how the relationships look on their end and how this is that and why it benefits here and why is it. So does there need to be a lot?
Doesn't need to be a lot.
Don't need to be a lot.
Not
but
everybody on there should be talking about it. You're right.
But for there to be answers and accessibility to what you're looking for, then yes, there should be something there. Like it's kind of like almost like Google. where if you're going to search up a certain thing, say, hey, what's it look like after a breakup with therapy, and then you find some podcasts.
Mm-hmm. That could be the answer that you
They-
need. At
They
the
might have
time.
the answer you need.
And I do think I think because people honestly search for it, like
Yeah.
that person
Oh,
who
yeah.
searches for it, you could get exhausted with it, and it could be
True.
overwhelming,
True.
especially if you're following multiple people. I think that goes with anything, though. Like, I know sometimes I follow a lot of people in ministry, or a lot of folks who are prophetesses, or preachers, pastors, ministers. I follow a lot of those people, and sometimes you just get, it's just a lot of information all at once. You're already going to church on Sunday, and then you listen to podcasts with them, and then you're listening to all their conversations they're having, and then Bible studies and all that. Like, it becomes a lot, at one time, when you're already studying your own word and doing everything. So you could just get jumbled. And then there's a lot of the people who are the reaction type podcast,
Yeah.
or the where they find fault in people, and that's their algorithm.
The negative side. Yeah.
Yeah. So you click on that, and you click on another one, and then that's your algorithm now.
Yep.
So it's like, I get it. Your algorithm, honestly, your algorithm will tell a lot about you.
Don't look at mine. Mine's all over the place.
Which algorithm?
Mine.
YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got kids stuff.
Oh, well, yeah.
Gaming.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
Movie.
It tells a lot about you. So you get the kids stuff. Oh, he got kids.
I'm like, what is that?
And then you got gaming. You how you get the Bluey, and then you got the do.
It does that too. They'll be sitting there watching Bluey, and then Call of Duty will pop up. It's like,
so it's,
you know what? Hold on. I have a bone to pick with YouTube.
Oh,
just because I keep blocking the same ad, and it keeps coming back every day.
I forgot you could block ads.
You could block it, and I think I got to the bottom of it, because at one point they said, no, you can't block no more, because I was blocking every single one of them. And then now I'm stuck with this one ad that every time I push block on it, it shows up anyway, and it's getting on my nerves.
Getting on nerves.
Sorry, that should have been a confessional.
That should have been a confessional. So now you have 3 unneeded, unnecessary confessionals.
There might be some more.
So,
but it might be a confessional whole thing. Just anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, I just think that I get what she's saying, and I get that a lot of people. I actually have to go back to her post to see how many people actually commented and agreed with her on that. But it's on what you watch. You don't have to watch it. You don't. I think people tune in to what they want, and you need to tune in. Maybe it's too much for you. Maybe you shouldn't be watching, because some people's getting what they need out of the positive, I should say. There are the other ones. I guess people are getting what they need out of what. Are you a single Christian woman that knows that God planted the desire for marriage for you? So hi, I'm Lucretia Haley, certified life coach that focuses on purpose and relationships. And I help teach Christian single women how to date with confidence and cultivate relationships that lead to love and commitment. And I want you to be invited to a free training I have for you. Also, I remember searching for videos and for books and for things that centered around relationships, just so I could understand what it truly meant for me to date out here and how I can date as a Christian woman. And I didn't find too many things out there to help me. I also experienced heartbreak and heartache. And as much as that was a trying time for me, I remember just trying to figure out what it was to date again. And so scrolling on dating apps and trying to find the right man that God wanted for my life. In this training, we will uncover what an amazing life looks like as you prepare to invite your future husband in it. We'll also uncover those insecurities that keep you stagnant from meeting and attracting your future husband. And lastly, we'll talk about growing in love and accountability and what that looks like as you pursue your next relationship. So listen, I cannot wait to see you over there. Go ahead and click the link, and I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye. So it really depends on what you're looking at. And so if you are watching us, thank you. We are one of the relationship podcasts that are in the algorithm of somebody's algorithm that you enjoy us. So if you are tuning into us every week and you like what you like, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And if you don't, I mean, hey, whatever.
Well, there's also the other thing in this with a lot of stuff. Sometimes you basically oversaturate yourself with too much information on, say if you watching nothing but podcast relationship stuff, take a break. Day or two or something. Just take a break from it, especially if you're getting to the point to where you're tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Just take a break from the internet, wherever you need to do, because obviously the algorithm is going to show you what you've been searching or what you've been seeing a lot. So if you say you have one sitting, like you watched ours, now you're going to see a lot of other people's. Take a break.
Yep.
That's fine.
I heard footsteps.
Yeah,
So I didn't know if a child was going to come.
I'm sure you heard it in the mic.
So that's just a little bit. So that's something, if you've been thinking that's something to help you out. But what we're going to talk about now is this newer, I should say, newish within this past week, TikTok trend, and a trend, I guess, that was going on for more than this past week. But TikTok is probably on Instagram too, but mainly on TikTok, because that's what I see most of. Telling of women, I should say, it's mainly women who are holding up the camera to their person, their significant other, so their man, whether they are married or they're, in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend situation, and getting their reaction after they say, I can't pay rent.
I can't pay the mortgage.
I can't pay rent. I can't pay mortgage. And I don't know what I'm going to do, kind of thing. I can't pay the bills.
I ain't heard them get that far.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. All right.
Yeah, they really did. I think the ones who was trying to be extra dramatic did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this new trend now to where it's like, I can't pay. And so the main thing I think is they did it, and it's good to see, I guess. They want to get the reaction, and it's kind of a
flex.
Yeah, I couldn't find a word.
When I seen it, it's like it's almost like a flex in a way that it's like, oh, my man pays it all.
So the flex part, but then I've seen the other side where they're using it's a 50-50 relationship, and mainly I think it was one they weren't married, but then the other one they were married, and it was 50-50, and the woman does the same thing to get their person's reaction, and that reaction isn't as good of a flex,
of course not,
as this one, because it's different. It's, I mean, so anyway, before I go into it, so that's what basically the trend is. And so I've been looking at that, and I'm like, what is up? Like, why the flex? Why the flex on this? Is it, just why? I guess
it depends. The thing is, you saw different versions of it. I think it just depends on the version. So the ones I've seen are majority of the men pay for everything, but it's a flex, but in a way a diss to the women, because you see the women, it's like, oh, I can't pay the mortgage. It's like, but you wasn't paying nothing anyway.
Yeah.
When you see in the man's face, like, why would you even bring that up?
Turned up, like the majority of the ones with the men like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and so the comments are flooded like, oh my gosh, he's a provider. That's the kind of man I want. That's great. Your relationship. So automatically it's like, it makes you feel good. But why go through that? Why put your stuff out there like that?
Because it's a trend.
Because it's a trend.
It's the same. I don't want to mix the trends, but I think it started. Oh, trends always been happening, but
yeah.
I think the whole couple trends it started with the suspect one.
Oh yeah,
it started out with that.
Suspect
is doing this and this and this and
running. Although I have seen the positive suspects.
I've seen the positive ones, but it didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
And it started out harsh. I was like, whoa, okay.
It's like, but I don't know. But another thing too, we don't know how much is skit and how much is actually you genuinely did this. Because in my mind, I don't know. I can't come up with nothing that fast for the suspect trend.
Well, it's
So it's got to be
yeah, it's
either,
cut away and you say something, yeah, and
let me say, what you think if I say this? Oh yeah, say that. Okay, let me run.
yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
versus, did you actually get mad at that, or was that just for social medias? And so, but I think the bigger issue is, to me, is the shine the light on the 50-50
Mhm.
and how it's making relationships, it's making the other side of relationships look horrible, and it's saying that it's really on the man, I guess, the man you choose. And so it's like, you married to the wrong one. That's basically what is in the comments. Like, I would never, marry someone, because what's happening. So let's go on the 50-50 relationships. When this happens, the man, the one that I seen that went sideways, the man didn't know what to do. And so she was like, I can't pay rent. He was like, what do you mean you can't pay rent for this? And she said, I won't be able to pay. She said, what do you mean? She was like, he was like, so, like, no, she said to him, like, so what are we going to do? He was like, I don't know. She was like, no, but for real, like, if I can't pay it, what are we going to do? And he was like, I don't know. And so everybody was like, you don't know.
Well, okay. So here's the other thing to it. There's one thing I noticed with it. None of the men are holding the camera asking.
Yep.
And one is this is not a man trend. It's a woman's trend.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's disrespectful.
Either way, even if it's flex versus
even if it's a flex, because
versus the 50, the horrible.
Because yeah, you see a bunch of women in the comments saying, "Oh, that that man's providing this and that," but you don't see men in the comments.
You don't see a lot of men in the comments
because it's disrespectful.
Mm.
The reason why it's disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
is, one, for the men, it's a flex for them, like, oh yeah, I'm taking care of the family and stuff. But you hear the remark after it, like, you ain't paid nothing anyway.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's
so the pride.
Yeah,
The
although yeah, he's doing that, but in a way, it's kind of like
it's a diss.
It's a diss to her, because you could tell in a way, it kind of, even if it's it's fixed or whatnot.
Yeah, lighthearted. It's a jokey joke,
but still the remark itself makes it seem like, I mean, I'm just going to take care of it anyway, because I don't trust that you're going to do it.
I see what you mean. Yeah, so it can go both ways. Yeah,
or it could be like, thing is, I haven't seen one to where she's like, oh, you don't pay anything because I got everything. No, it's fine. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
there might be one out there that's like that, but I haven't seen it. I've seen one where they come back with some kind of remark or something like that. Like, okay, I seen one where the dude was like, well, you just bend over. It's like,
oh yeah, I saw that one.
and it was funny, but at the same time, it still was like, that's disrespectful.
It's yeah, I see what you mean.
And the men are not going to put their woman in a position to put it online. So yeah, it's a flex in the same way it's disrespect at the same time.
But then also, like you saying, like, how many men know they're recorded?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you see the camera out.
That's what, but I'm saying, like, how much of the like, I don't know how they're positioning it. True. I know some men do see the camera.
Yeah.
But I think depending on what she's doing, like, you wouldn't probably know if I had the camera and I pointed it at you. So how many of this is, I didn't want that on there.
True.
So you're exposing stuff, even though, yes, I do take care of it, but don't, like, that's between us, which is a lot of, which we can go into other trends, but even with other trends that are happening, and so that piece, I think it's a diss to, first, we just trying to, like, just on, it shows how the 50-50 thing, when you're not married, first off, when you're not, what I'm saying, when you're not even in a committed relationship, you're not in a marriage, a union. And so you're seeing this couple trying to figure it out or whatever. And it's like, well, y'all already married, but y'all ain't married, kind of thing.
And see, it's even worse when it's the 50-50, like say for instance that the couple you was talking about, it's worse just because she knows their situation.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're tired of it and everything, but obviously you got with him and you both y'all somehow ended up in a situation where life happens. But for you to put it on the internet and then put that burden on him as
a joke.
Sure, it's great entertainment for us. But now you got this man stressing. All because you want to make a joke out of it. And now everybody on the internet is like, oh, he ain't no good. He ain't this and that. But okay, camera, come on.
I don't know why I was doing that. I think it's your placement. Let me see if it's me too. I help you out. There
we go. Anyway, it's just now you're putting him out there as the bad guy when both of y'all are responsible.
Both of y'all responsible. And for the married, the 50-50, it shouldn't even be a conversation. It shouldn't.
Well, it depends on, because the thing is, okay, we see it as everybody should try to have one bank account,
that's what I'm saying.
And not everybody does that.
Not everybody does that or thinks that way.
Or thinks that way.
Or thinks it's needed, yeah.
And I'm gonna say that's cool. Do your thing, but don't be upset about it, especially if one side is not holding in on the bargain, which is probably why you don't have the. That means y'all need to do more than just put it on the internet as a joke. Y'all need some financial.
I was just about to say that y'all need some financial
literacy,
management, classes.
All
Crown Financial. Anybody need somebody? Need a Christian platform that help you with financial management.
Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, it shines a light now on, okay, savings. What do you have for backup? Like all
3
those
months,
things.
6 months.
Because people have said that too. They're like, and we get it. The times are hard. We don't know. Y'all's savings probably ran out, but it could be things that have happened. But it's like
lost a job and everything.
Yeah, all that. But so that's the piece that I think we need to put on. But also, like I like how you said about the men. It's like a stab at men for that, because it's like you're supposed to be the provider. You're supposed to do this and that, and you're not problem solving. Like I need a man that leads. I need a man that does this, and then you're not even doing that.
Let me prank you with your insecurities.
Yeah, so it's another thing. And so as we talk about this, we kind of move on to the next
probably
topic.
Why you're not married.
Probably why you're not married.
I shouldn't have said that, but I'm saying it.
Yeah. Wow. But I want to say, because our podcast is catering to our singles and to those who desire marriage, and even those who want just healthy relationships, even if you're married, is that don't let this type of rhetoric get to you.
Yeah. Because
this can add another, I don't know, pebble in your bucket. I can't find a word. Of you thinking, oh my gosh, so now I need to find a man that can provide 100% for me. What if I don't find somebody like that? So you begin to get worried, and you begin to now operate from a sense of worry and lack of no men being out there, or I gotta find and make sure, when that's not what you're supposed to be. That's not the goal.
Yeah.
That's not the goal, right? When you're a union, you're a union. Who God set before you is who God set before you. Meaning y'all gonna work this out together, right? Together. And that's what we're talking about the 50-50. It's like we slash that, like 100-100. Everything is in the same pot. And so there's a scripture out there that we want to throw out to you all in this, is that why marriage is beautiful is because Mark 10:8-9 talks about the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Okay? No one separate. Not a thing to separate. And so what we're watching, what you're watching, is separation. You're watching people divide husbands and wives and put them in categories, and making mass generalizations of should happen, shouldn't happen. You don't know people's cases. Everybody's different in their marriage. The woman might work, the man might be at home taking care of the kids. So is that so? Okay, so is he not a provider? Like, let's stop thinking like that and go back to when you're in your union. It's your decision on what you do. Was that internet connection?
Yeah.
But it's think about that. And lastly, you want to go ahead and give the next
Ephesians 5:33. However, can you move the cursor? I got
big old cursor.
I made the cursor huge, but anyway. However, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. So this trend, and I've like I said, I've seen one to where I'm like, okay, cool, because there was one where the dude was like, yeah, you don't pay anything because I got it.
Mhm.
That was the end of it. I mean,
Yeah.
the end of it. And
Yeah.
like I said, it was cool because it was like, okay, I don't know why you said that anyway, because I mean, I've been had it. So it's cool. Like you do whatever, like it was a compliment towards each other. Where the other ones was like it's like disrespect.
Mhm.
Although we did miss a trend that we was going to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we'll briefly go over it. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
We already half over. We
Well,
want to make sure we provide
you've
more.
seen the trends.
Yeah. No, you can say it. You can say what the trend. Yeah.
The listen and don't judge.
The listen and we don't judge, and we've seen those again, possibly planned.
Definitely planned.
Yeah, just
definitely
put together.
Gotta be planned.
And
I'm hoping it's planned.
But it's like, again, it's things coming to also divide, or
Yeah.
things that even should be discussed and communicated without the ears of everybody. It should be just between you and that person.
You out here letting secrets go.
Mm-hmm. So now, what other secrets are you letting go? Who else are you telling? Like, even though it's all fun and games, we got to realize what we're actually doing when we're a part of these type of trends.
And thing is, it's like, okay, cool. If you have a relationship that's like that, that's cool. But then at the same time, you got to understand that because you put it out there, now you're influencing people who basically take things a little too far. And it's not your fault for posting and everything, but at the same time, it's kind of like showing kids something and expecting them not to do it, and then not going too far with it, talking about, oh, well, everybody should have common sense. Everybody don't have common sense.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the same level of intelligence that you have.
Right.
So you're going to see some people take it way too far and use it as a weapon.
That part. That's it. So we just got to be careful with that, I say. So moving on to the next topic, one I found, this is from the, I should have the show name somewhere so I can see it. We Need to Talk podcast. We Need to Talk with, I forgot his wife's name that quick. It left me, but Ezekiel's wife. Ezekiel Uwanzu, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I apologize if I chopped it up, but he has a podcast called, or they have a podcast called We Need to Talk. In this particular episode, they brought in 3 Black men to talk about dating issues. Kiana. Is it Kiana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To talk about dating issues. And so I thought it would be good to share. And so basically this is about women being approached. What the thought process about that. I know we had conversations. There was one conversation we had about it where a woman was like, I don't get approached at all. What should I do? And so here's some real honest answers about what the other side, what are the men's perspective of approach looks like versus what we know, the dating tips that we're hearing out there. You gotta wait. He that findeth. Okay, well, let's see from the other side. So we're going to play that. And so, babe, recently I've been on social media, and as I'm scrolling, I'm seeing a lot of people who are struggling in their relationships. And the main thing is communicating. Like, they don't know how to communicate. What do you say about that? What you thinking?
I know a lot of it's mostly geared towards the men, and with the lack of communication and how like, oh, they can't hold one or something like that, or they're not capable.
Yeah. And I think it's just a learning thing. Like when you get together, there needs to be tools and resources that you can have to help navigate that journey.
Yeah.
With communicating.
Some kind of structure.
Yeah, some kind of structure, something that you can go to often and then make your own.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we come into play.
Oh yeah, we got something for you.
Yeah, we got something called the Communication Game Changer.
Yeah,
it's like a guide that can help you in the season wherever you are, whether you are dating exclusively, you're engaged, or married.
Even single.
I mean, yeah, even if you're single, you can learn, and it's basically a structured question that you can start asking your spouse or significant other.
Yeah.
And I think it can help those who are out there, and it's really a starting point. It's not the ending point. So if you need therapy, go to therapy, but this is a great start.
Definitely a great start, especially y'all having arguments and nobody's listening to each other. We got some.
And we definitely use this. We use this structure, have been using it for a long time now in our marriage, and it's helped us greatly. So
we just want to share it with you.
We just want to share it with you. So go ahead and click the link in the description to get your copy of the Communication Game Changer. All right.
Bring it home. Do Black women have attitudes? Are we approachable?
Some of y'all do.
Good Lord.
That is a different question. That is a different question. Some of y'all do. I like the attitude. Just a little bit of it.
Yeah, a little sassiness.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like spicy food.
Are we approachable? That's what I'm really asking.
I think because they talk from the one standpoint, I think I'll take the other end of the spectrum, which is from men to women. Working with men and just discipling men, especially in his last year plus. These, especially black men, most black men want to get married. Now, whether or not people should be dating in the places where they're figuring things out and really not seeking to be committed is a definitely a conversation. But speaking towards the men who are actually wanting marriage, desiring marriage, and seeking out a partner and what that means in a healthy way, a lot of these men, I think, first of all, black women have to get this mindset that all men are just gonna be out there doing I'm about to go shoot my shot. How come you're not talking to me? We're in the same room.
Okay.
Most of the men that you're gonna deal with are not aggressive in nature. Now, that goes against all of the tropes of how to date, how to go about it, all the dating tips you'll find. Sure. But the reality is a lot of these men feel rejected already and they don't want to add to that little bit more rejection.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're telling me off rip, your preferences mean so much to you, and me as a substitute teacher or a teacher or a working as an electrician or whatever it may be, and I'm only making $40,000 to $50,000, and you're telling me that I need this for me to be qualified to even be somebody that can date you, I already know that I'm already against the curve. And so I'm gonna have to fight up the hill to even get an interest in you. That's gonna stray the average man away from even approaching a woman. Okay. So if it's
I wanted to stop here for a second because I think they're going.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some good stuff on here. Any thoughts behind what he said? Since you're a man,
since you're a man. Man. So with the approach of just men approaching in general has gone down a lot of what I've been hearing. It's gone down a lot, which there's so much involved with the reasoning for that.
Yeah.
We could just put the blame on a bunch of stuff, like saying it's the internet, all the talk that's on there, the negativity on there. One of the main ones, though, is the experience of what young men has been through with, parents, other family members, high school, and then you expect those same people when they grow up to have some kind of confidence to go talk to a woman and it's just not there.
Hmm.
Because it became so much of a burden to do so.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, it
We
became
talking.
so much of a burden to do so. Yeah, I was like, we the tiny screen. And I'm like, man, make it big.
Right.
Like, to the point where it's like, what's, and I hear this a lot, like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
It's so many reasons, so many ways to put it, but the main one that a lot of men fall onto is, why should I?
Why should they approach?
Yeah.
So how would they find their woman?
That's why there's a lot of single men.
They're comfortable. They're single. You saying?
They got
okay.
Look, it's like, well, if I'm happy where I'm at, and there's some men where it's like, I hear that too. It's like, I do want one, but they just don't want to go through all that.
True. And I think for the women's angle, and I know a lot of women or some people might disagree with me, I think we ran that he that findeth a woman find a good thing into the ground. And we don't know what that really truly can look like. The find part is you can find someone in multiple ways because it's really on the man initiating the pursuing of the relationship. And so I believe that if you see, like, I'm just painting a picture. You at a function, you going around, it's a holiday. We in the holidays. It's a holiday function. So like a networking situation. You see a guy sitting over in the far end, and he's by himself. He's just chilling. He by himself. And you're like, huh, that's a guy. I'm a woman, kind of thing. He looks single. I don't know, but it's a networking event. Why not go over there? What's the harm in going over there to spark up a conversation? What I've seen and what I know from just conversations with you, conversations with people who are in your circle, or when we talk about it, and he said it too, not a lot of men are as aggressive.
No.
Not a lot of men are great communicators.
No.
So no. And so you saying, I'm not going to go walk over, just to walk over there and to start a conversation. Now, what happens after that is what happens after that. You just started the process. And I think we automatically think he's supposed to jump at you when you walk into a room and automatically notice you from whatever, just because you in there. And that's not the case. He found you when you walk up to him. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just differences that sometimes if it worked out, if it's a nice connection, like it might not be, but it's just saying, like, there's a difference in how that is, and not all men are the same.
Yeah.
Men might be speaking from their hurt and approaching women from their hurt. I'm thinking,
well, hurt and also out of cautiousness. Mm-hmm. Because the other part to that too, is it blurry again? Yeah. The other part to that too is I'm trying to walk softly here.
And we got more to go. So
okay. It's with the I don't know if you I think it was like last week where dude was just walking to go check on the lamp section, and then some woman called him out saying you follow me and stuff like that. Although we found out it was a whole lie. But the thing is, how many times has it happened that we haven't seen? So men are going off of stuff, the I guess fear off of that too. It's like, what makes you like stop and like, okay, maybe she's going to try to press charges on me just for saying hi.
Yeah.
Because we got to the point now to where men are seen as like just aggressive, always want something, always on attack mode, where it's like we just say hi and it becomes a whole thing, especially it's like we don't know who's delusional or not.
Right. And so, yeah, you could just be nice. A
You
lot of
just
men,
be
a lot of
nice,
men just
and
being
you,
nice.
you talk to somebody who hate men. And they're like, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Right. And then it becomes a whole debacle.
Now, I'm not saying every man's perfect either. There's a
Yeah.
lot of men who say some wild things and do some wild things. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about there might have been some nice guy who seen all that. And it was like, I ain't doing that.
So it's a lot of what's out there. So I think this just sheds light on, for a lot of women, and we could press play after this, a lot of women who are saying, I am not getting an approach, or there's something wrong with me. No. Think about it from the other perspective, you know, and this is how you show grace. This is how you're not so harsh. This is how you're not so, oh my gosh, I can't believe men. It's because when you start hearing them and you start seeing how they're feeling on the other end, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. So, okay.
It doesn't have to be, is the woman approachable? It's, does the man feel like he has the ability to approach?
Oh, that's
because
good.
the standing he's in is not enough. So the average black man is not enough based on society standards, and even in the church's community standards from black women, for the average black woman. And it's like, yo, I'm already not enough for you, so why would I even try? So let me do what I can, and let me bring my value up. Let me go get more money.
Let me do all of this before I try
stuff, because I gotta work to get love. And that's the issue. We feel like we gotta work in order to deserve somebody to want us and to need us and to finally love us, which is the same issue a lot of these men have been having with their mothers in the first place.
You better
so
speak.
When they go and then have relationships with other women, now they're fighting the same battle. It's like, all right, for me to actually get this, I gotta work for it. And that's not right. And so in my experience, I think that there has to be a level of, the first date shouldn't be where you're expecting to fall in love. Let the first date be a place where you seek to do the second date.
Okay.
Because it's going to be awkward sometimes. It's going to be weird sometimes. There might be some things you got to.
I wanted to speak on the work part, because that tends to happen a lot.
Yeah.
I would say definitely men are getting tired of, or been tired of, where we have to basically perform in a way just to get your attention. And then say we do make it past the first date and it don't work out. What was that for? So I did all this. And some men do a little too much. Like, you actually go get a car and everything else. You only do it just to get a woman's attention. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the men who already do have it and then go through the process of talking to you. Okay, we passed that part. Now we first date. And it happens. It don't work out. But now it's like, why? Like, why even, especially if it happens, don't work out so many times. So why am I going through this? I'm just wasting money.
That's what they end up feeling some sort of way.
Yeah, they end up feeling some sort of way. And you wonder, it's like, oh, he ain't talked to me. He probably seen somebody that looked like you and was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and yeah. And I feel for the men that are in this position, because they shouldn't feel slighted when they are working their hardest with the salary that they have, and they're doing their best, but they feel like they have to try harder or to work harder in order to earn your respect, to even look in their direction.
Yeah.
So we got the women who are not being approached, or we don't feel like, but then we also got the men who are not approaching because they feel that they're not. Now, I don't know if that's, no, it's not. I don't know if that is insecurity.
Well, I was going to say that too. It is an insecurity because not a lot of men know. So say if you look at a man like, oh, he look good. Not a lot of men know that they look like that.
No, they look good.
Yeah. Now there's some that do. There's some that you and you could tell.
Okay.
But then there's other men who you probably think, oh, he cute. How come he ain't looking my way? Because he probably don't.
No, they look at you. Yeah, that's true. I believe that's true.
Yeah, there's some men who's just clueless.
Yeah, because I know there's some men that wouldn't be like, there's the ones that are out there like they're the guy that just out there, and then there's one that's just the quiet, or he's not even so quiet, but he might be a little rough around the edges, but he's just there. Why are you looking like that?
Go ahead, keep explaining. Because everything you saying sound like me.
It does sound like you.
Just there.
He's rough around the edges. He's quiet, and he got invited by somebody, and he's just, kind of thing. But
I'm just here.
I'm just here kind of guy. And you like look, I was like, oh,
I ain't seen
like,
him before.
I ain't seen him before. Like, and so that's the kind of guys that I've always been attracted to. I never was attracted to the one who was the life of the party, who was just out there, just kicking,
She
hosting things.
She
like
I was doing it in the back.
I was always the one who in the back.
Me.
Who in the corner sitting in the corner of the wallflower? That's the one I want to talk to.
That
And so
I sure it would be right there on the wall.
But you wouldn't have approached me. I would have had to go to you.
Nope. I even said it before. Like if I saw you publicly, you was like, "Ooh, he look good."
Yeah.
Nope.
But I would have talked to you.
Yeah,
if
you
were
probably
by yourself.
And you probably would have got the single words.
What's the single words?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's cool. All right.
But you wouldn't have been like, "Hey, who's she?" Let me.
Well, if it became that kind of conversation,
it became that conversation. Okay.
I would kind of like hard daughter. It takes time for me to warm up to understand that. Oh, you're talking to me.
And that's the part that I think women don't understand. Like some of y'all are just clueless. Y'all, especially depending on what function you're at.
Oh,
like if you're at a family function.
I'm shaking my head very violently. Yes.
Yeah, like some of y'all are just plain clueless. And so that's why I was like, you thinking nobody approaching you. It's just the way some men operate, where they hanging out with whoever it is, or they watching something on a television screen. They out at a function. They ain't caring boo about trying to find a woman at that particular event. You pop up and say hello, and then they talking to you. They like, okay, they talking to me. Oh, they talking to me.
Oh, you talk. Oh, you want my number? That okay? All right. I get it. It's tough for women to do that too. But thing is, it's like if you see a man and you like, oh, how come he ain't say nothing to me? And you see that he ain't married and ain't with nobody, he just with the boys or something like that. Then go for it.
Right. Like I don't.
You don't want to be rejected. Hey, men go through it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like
okay.
As much as the rejection happens, it's like let's share the rejection. Come on, ladies. The men are getting. Let's be rejected too. I'll just play.
Just go up. You know what? You look good. You single? No, I got somebody. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyway. Thanks. I'll walk off.
Yeah, I'll walk off.
Okay, let's continue real quick.
It's actually created a barrier in the dating pool because everybody's got a list.
And it's not even just a shopping list that's there. It's also I'm approaching you as though you are the generalization. And I'm just like, bro, everybody is an individual. I get generalizations, but if I'm talking to a shorty, like I'm trying to figure out who you are, where you come from, because you look like you're well-to-do and got all this other stuff.
You look good,
know what I'm saying? But it's just like it could be completely different from the inside. So if I'm gonna go on a date, if you're gonna approach a woman, it's like, man, look at her as an individual, not what you think you're about to receive. So that's one of the things I would encourage our brothers. I get it. The rejection thing is hard. Yeah. It sucks. You don't know what this woman gonna say to you if you decide you want to, in confidence of who you are, not that what the response is gonna be, but in confidence of who you are, who the Lord has made you to be. You walk with her, you go to her with respect and honor, and you have a conversation with her, bro. You might figure out real quickly that she is not what you thought she was based off of what you saw on YouTube and what you've experienced in your past. So it's like you gotta approach these situations or these women as individuals.
So
I think that was a good discussion, and they kind of answered the question for the men as far as what kind of do to get out of the confidence.
Kind of. They cover a certain part.
What do you think? Is there something you want to add before we?
Well, I like the grocery list part because a lot of people, which is my thing is women. It's fine to have your grocery list. It's fine to have your boundaries, what you want. It's just when you start having the expectations so high on the grocery list, where it's like, I'm never going to shop at Walmart. I want nothing but Sprouts and Kroger's.
Okay, that's good brands. That's around. They should all know what you're talking about. I was trying to make sure if people
wherever World Market, wherever high end grocery store you rather go to because their food is better here.
Exactly.
But thing is, just the same as those stores, you're not going to see a lot of the men approaching you in that area because either they're shopping for something else that's already there,
Mm-hmm.
or wherever the demographic is in that area,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same with money.
Yeah.
The same with jobs. So, and that's why we go with the whole thing of dating white women, this and that. And it's a whole thing that needs to be studied. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. And so I like that you said that, because we forget that, yeah, you can go to the expensive brands, but Walmart has a lot of good products that can last forever.
Look, I found a secret about Walmart. It depends on the area of Walmart. I'm sure people know this, but it depends on the area of Walmart. If you go to the Walmart that's closer to, the urban area, and then go to somewhere that's like in the not urban, more suburb area, you will see they have different kind of foods there.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can go to Walmart. Just go to a different area.
Mm-hmm. Just like the men you're meeting or you're getting, like you can have that type of man there was there, but
and
you go to another,
and the quality be different.
You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta think differently and I kind of like how he brought up the salary piece, where he said, listen, it is always, and I think I had to put myself in check, because I think I was doing that to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your next step? Okay, you here. So what's your next?
What you doing next?
What's your next thing? No, I like it here. Like, I know I have still earning potential. My salary is still gonna go up, but it's not gonna go as fast as you think. So because it's not where you want it, we're not compatible. Although I have all the other things on the list that you could ever want, but just because financial.
And see, well, let's focus on that part. The situation with that is you put a little telescope and you focus on that one thing, but then you don't see everything else I can do.
Yeah.
And instead of her, you know what? Let me find out what else. She found out the handyman, the electrician. I could work computers. I could do this. I could do that. I can fix your car. I could do this and this. But you focused on
the one. What's your next move?
What's your next move?
My next move is you. Like, I'm trying to make sure we got a house, that we are settled, that you're secure, that you're safe, that everything's taken care of. That's the next move, sis. You up here worrying about first of all, you make more than him. Great. Keep that. Invest that. Y'all working together.
Just find out what else he can do.
What else he can, and then encourage in other areas. Like, you can encourage.
Yeah, that may not be the job that he needs to be at.
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, well, you gonna move up in that? I don't want to be here though.
Right. And so now, I don't know if you can provide for me because you're not. What is provision? What is your definition of provision?
That's gotta be another podcast, because I got a whole thing about that.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be another podcast. You gotta write it down, because we're gonna forget.
I am gonna forget, but
I can write it down.
Yeah.
Just let me know after this. So yeah. So anyway, we can make this long. So you know what? Let us know your thoughts about both the trends that we talked about, and this particular with men approaching women waiting for men to approach them conversation. What is your thoughts? Let us know if we hit the mark, if it's off. Comments in the section. Let us know what you think about it. And he's still stuck on the conversation, because now he want to talk about it, but he can't.
I'm upset now.
And so he upset. But we thank y'all so much for listening and tuning in to When Marriage
and Purpose Collide. The podcast. I said
y'all share this, okay, right now. We love y'all. All right, bye.